Hello, people who have been following my studies since many years about the other that I first did as a tribute to Nelson Mandela while coming from Africa in 2013. I want to deepen this study about the other and tell us today, share with you the story about the forgotten other, the third. I mean the third because it's the other for the other. Is the other in between the couple, in between the mother and the child. It can be the father, or in between the daughter and the father, it can be the mother. In between a couple, it can be the best friend of the wife or the best friend of the husband. This third, this stranger for the couple, this one is most often object of violence, of jealousy, of hatred, of rejection, of fear, of intimidation, and so on. And if we look in a collective manner, the other is nowadays all those people in the ghettos of our world that are spreading all over like lost villages in an ocean of poverty and despair. So I would like to think about these forgotten zones in the world, this blind zone, and this forgotten zone from technology, from artificial intelligence, from access to computers, to phones, to communication, to information, and then through information to education and also to healthcare, that are so important for our development. So, computer is not a miracle. It has a lot of problems, and IA as well, but it can help us to communicate. So in the first part of the video, I'm going to situate the problems of the computer and the difficulties the computer awaken in our society. And I'm going to tell as well how technology may help us, in spite of all that has been said about the fear of new technologies. I think it can help us in a certain way, in certain conditions. So until now, the computer can help us to deal with our blanks as a memory prosthesis, but he cannot tell the story of those blanks and help to find the reason of the blank. So erasing our flaws, erasing our bugs is very good, but at the same time, we erase the story of the bug, the story of the flaw, and what help us to find why we erase that flaw at that precise moment, why we will erase that bug at that precise moment. Because I studied for many years the non-intention attitudes. I mean, the link, the connection between consciousness and unconsciousness. So the flow, the bugs, but also the aha moments, they are unintentional. and they reveal the connection between the consciousness and the unconscious. So when we have a bug, when we have a flow, or when we have an aha moment, we are making a deep connection with our unconscious. So if we erase the problems of the memory, we erase also the possibility of the connection in between our memory and our unconsciousness. What is hidden from our memory that comes back and that we can see and that we can realize. So precisely we turn visible the invisible, and this is very important. And the computer can help us in many ways as a memory prosthesis, but it cannot tell the story for us, remember the precise events that was hard on us, that made us suffer, and help us to find a way to heal from those events. So I mean, I wrote, not everything is understandable rationally. There is the unknown, there is what goes beyond, what's out of place, or even what is always missing. Beyond words, the formulas of the, there is the Lacanian little a, the untraceable equation, the failed solution that faces us to rethink, to work things out, to meditate, to look from another angle, to distance ourselves or to bring ourselves closer, to invent or to let it be. And so in our this condition is very important to not rely only on a machine to solve our problems, only on the computer or in the information of AI, of artificial intelligence to solve our problems. It can help us with the information, but we have to remember what caused the problem and how we can solve it and when. And so the distance, the memory, but also the distance from our problems, the fact of thinking, the fact of solving conflicts together, is a human quality that the computer doesn't have, should I say doesn't have yet. But it's very important to remind us that our bugs, our flows, our aha moments, they have an important reason, and they remind us of episodes, stories of our lives that we have to work on it. We have to work on it. So what happened nowadays is that part of the population is, the word population is forgotten, is invisible, is in ghettos spreading all over the planet and has no access to that matters, to those questions of AI, of new technology and so on, because they don't have the conditions to have access to the technology. The technology can help us indeed, because it can be a vehicle, a transmitter of informations, of communication, of sharing knowledge, important in all fields. And I speak transdisciplinarily. You know, for an engineer that is a way in Africa to have the information of a NASA engineer through a communication by Skype, Messenger, WhatsApp, whatever, can be very precious for him. At the same time, the NASA engineer, to understand that all his complex knowledge means absolutely nothing to a very important part of the planet, is also a fact, because they don't have what to eat, they don't have what to drink, they don't have how to dress themselves properly, they lack water. So this IA discussion is very far from their reality. So how can we do with this huge gap between a technology that is going faster and faster and faster, and those ghettos that are spreading all over, and the evolution of part of the population, the world population, that is being blocked for healthcare reasons, for economical reasons, for educational reasons. So how can we do? And well, we must work together. We must think together the problem, and we must talk about together. And we are soon will have an event about IA, the 21 and the 22 of November 2023, to speak about IA and human mediations. And I invite you to consult my LinkedIn, where I will put the invitation for those who are interested on thinking all the possibilities of IA, the wonderful possibilities of the technology, the communication, the information, the share it allows us, but also the problematic that instead of blocking part of the population, the technology should help part of the population. We are here to work hand in hand to help one another and to live better. And that's what it is, the meaning of life. I mean, love is what defines us and what helps us to be alive. And we cannot go on developing more and more sophisticated machines while people are starving, people are dying, people are forgotten in ghettos of the modern world. So that was my concern today, to call your attention that we have a huge gap in between technology and poverty zones on the planet, a gap that could be filled by this technology if this technology is used with a deep wisdom, with love and care, in neutral zones of interest, mutual care. And I beg your pardon for my poor English. I'm doing the best I can, because I know that most of the people today in the world understand it better than my French or my Portuguese. So thank you very much for your attention, and hope to see you very soon in November in our event from CIRET and CETRANS, our Research Transdisciplinary Center, the International Transdisciplinary Center of Paris, and the CETRANS, the Transdisciplinary Center of São Paulo in Brazil. and I will be here in Montreal, Canada, representing my fellows from UNEQ, the Union of the Writers and Philosophers from Quebec, that are questioning the meaning of IA in order to this meaning turns on to be a wise, deep wise meaning. Thank you. Namaste.